1994 is singularly the most significant year in our history, heralding not only our freedom and democracy, but a whole new dispensation, the birth of a new country. Previously, South Africa was made up of 4 provinces. Now, there were 9. This brought about challenges. Not only did the new province need a name, but also a capital to host the legislature, as well as a venue. Added to this was the task of uniting the parties. Former adversaries were now colleagues with a common goal: to build a new province with a new culture of tolerance, interaction and inclusivity. In celebrating 20 years of a democratic legislature, the Gauteng Provincial Legislature unveils the following 4 legacy products: Coffee Table Book, Democracy in Action, a Legislature Story; Documentary, Democracy in Action, a Legislature Story, documentary on the 20 years of a democratic legislature; 20-year Internal Assessment Report; Encyclopedia of the members of the legislature since 1994. The Coffee Table Book gives an overview of the past, starting with colonialism, apartheid, the resistance that combated it, and it leads into the present. However, the focus lies on the present and what the leadership has achieved. Inspiring stories such as the leadership roles women have played. Women such as the Honorable Sophie Williams-De Bruyn, Honorable Lindiwe Maseko, the first woman speaker of the GPL 2009 to 2014. Honorable Nomvula Mokonyane, first woman premier of Gauteng province. Honorable Ntombi Helen Mekwe, erstwhile mayor of Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality and member of the Executive Council of the Gauteng province, as well as the current and second woman speaker to the GPL. It also includes sections on Gauteng, the economic hub and heartland of South Africa. The Johannesburg City Hall, synonymous with anti-apartheid activism. And of course, the legislature, its leadership, its impressive new chambers, as well as the artifacts and images of all 5 legislatures from inception to present. A worthwhile read telling a truly good story. The 40-minute documentary production tells the story from the inception of the fledgling legislature to the present, with interviews from various players.
We are an activist legislature. What it means is we must ensure that we strengthen all the work that we do to ensure that the citizens have access, but they're able to interact. But if they want to raise issues, they're able to do that.
We were a country where, as an official policy, we're to be divided, not only in terms of race, but also along ethnic lines.
What I remember about that period was it was exciting because although there were great differences between us, you had the sense you were actually building something new.
So if you then ask a simple question to say, what has been the 20 years all about? It's been a process of evolution.
It makes for very good viewing and gives an extremely balanced and honest viewpoint. What audiences will find extremely enthused about is the positivity with which members all speak, despite, as we all know, the difficulties of the past. The third legacy product of the 20 Years of Democracy project is the Internal Report, a 127-page report giving an in-depth narrative of the past, the present, and what has been planned for the future. It covers every aspect of the legislature, including the role of the legislature, oversight and scrutiny, public participation, cooperative governance, and the generic recommendations. It clearly spells out where we have come from, what we have achieved thus far, what more needs to be done, and the execution thereof. It is truly an assessment of the performance of the GPL over the past 2 decades. The final legacy product is the impressive Members' Encyclopedia, a who's who of all those who have served in the legislature since 1994. With a foreword by current Speaker Honorable Lenteng Mekwe, it gives a brief history of the legislature and its chambers, and then acknowledges firstly all political parties that have served. and secondly, each and every member in alphabetical order, including all those who could not be contacted for their CVs. It is indeed an impressive book that leaves one with a sense of pride, partly because of the achievements of the legislature, but also because it includes and acknowledges each and every elected public representative that has served the GPL over the past 2 decades, leaving the 13 million people in Gauteng with the assurance that they are recognized and with the knowledge that they have a voice and are represented.